Here you go. And it is 9:30, time for the Friday Night Hangout. So we grab a brew, shoot the breeze, and interact with you live on the internet. Back to the usual complement of the panel here after a week or two of low numbers. But hey, that's okay because it's been an awesome hangout every week. It's going to be a great hangout tonight here. As we get people settled in, we will do what we normally do, which is a little bit of housekeeping, a little bit of intros, and of course what we're drinking tonight. Just a reminder here how you can enjoy the hangout here. If you're watching live, you can DVR or PVR. You can scrub through if you want to rewind, scrub forward. You can do all that stuff. You can catch the replay about 10-15 minutes once we're done the hangout. And you can listen to the podcast version that will be up over the weekend. And let's start out with our round of introductions here. We got from Dartmouth side, we got Dan with us tonight. Good evening, Dan.
Hey, these pythons are strong from shoveling. Hooah!
From Wallace, Nova Scotia, we got Keith Elliott Stone. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, I'm here under, several feet of snow.
Your pythons have not been developed then.
Oh, they're developed, but, there's a shitload of snow. What can I say?
Oh, is it 10 o'clock already? Can I drop the S-bomb too?
Maybe for the snow.
Shit.
The snow, maybe you'll do. All right, flipping over. Carrie on location in near the Halifax airport. That's Carrie with us tonight. How's it going, Carrie? Nice T-shirt.
Good. Nice T-shirt. Yeah, it was White Knuckle Express all the way from Sydney today.
Hey,
What?
Carrie took an extra 2 hours to get from Cape Breton down to Halifax here. I believe what your average speed was, 60 kilometers an hour?
70, 80.
That's a long haul.
That is awful.
But the benefit by this time tomorrow, Carrie won't care because he'll be somewhere else, warmer, and no snow.
Enough.
I thought you were saying he was gonna be like half in the bag or something. I don't know.
All right, let's flip over to Halifax. We got Krista, bysiztravel.ca.
How you doing?
How are you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I've been in New York, so I got a new accent now. So how you doing?
Flipping over the harbor back to Dartmouth, we got Lori with us tonight, also with a New York accent.
Yeah, look, it's never going to happen, my son. I've been living up. I've been moved away from Newfoundland since 1996, and I still haven't lost that accent. So
You should know that somebody went up to Lori in Times Square and told her they loved her accent.
yeah, I love your accent. Oh my God.
Oh, geez, I loved you in Fargo, eh? You did great in Fargo.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and of course I'm here in Halifax also. We've got a number of people watching us tonight. Thank you, everybody. Just a reminder, you can interact with us live via Twitter. You'll notice we'll have the hashtag Friday Night Hangout, and you can send us a tweet. Pretty much everybody here have their Twitter handles. You can send them a tweet. You can also comment on the YouTube page, Google Plus page, and on the Avoiding Chores show page. We'll go back to those pages throughout the Hangout and read your comments live.
On the internet.
On the internet.
On the interwebs.
The best part of the Hangout, what we're drinking tonight. Lori, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, Jim and our viewership, I am drinking Big Spruce Serial Killer in my Ladies Beer League glass.
Nice.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Krista, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I started the night by drinking several of the, Horns of a Hooves double IPA down at the Stubborn Goat, named by our very own Lori over in Dartmouth. So I've had a bit of a head start on y'all, but I'm bringing it home with the Garrison Klingon Warnog. I'm so sorry, nerds, if I pronounce that incorrectly. The Rogan Dongle.
Is that a Klingon sign I see there?
the nerd
That
beer.
was yeah, that was
nice.
from
Lord.
the Comic-Con for a couple of months ago. You've had that in the fridge for a while.
Beer. It is completely sanctioned. It's a nerd beer. It was in my fridge. I'm kind of drunk.
Hey!
It's a good one. It's a good one. Carrie, what are you drinking tonight, Carrie?
I'm drinking some Big Spruce.
Yay!
Code word.
Snowmageddon!
And how is it?
Risk life and limb to get it, and it's very tasty. I gotta have a couple more glasses to see to get the real feel of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is good. It's light,
All right.
but not.
Okay, sounds good. Keith, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking some home-brewed Pilsner.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, nice glass you got there, Keith.
Thank you.
Is that from Keith Elliott Stone Glassware?
Yes.
And Dan, what are you drinking tonight? Or is this viewer choice? Oh, where's the audio? Where's the audio? No, yeah, no audio.
What the hell is going on, Dan?
Dan, where did your audio go, son? His audio disappeared. Hilarious. But he's drinking the fog burner.
Whoa, fog burner.
Yeah.
That's why you
That's
can't
an
get
empty
me on.
fog.
Yeah.
That's an empty fog
don't-
burner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay, Dan. We'll get you working here. No, not yet. No, it's not working. The audio's not working, Dan. All right, I'm drinking also Big Spruce.
Oh, what do you have there?
A little Snowmageddon, know what I'm saying?
Oh, where'd you get that from?
Special delivery from Amanda Life and Limb.
I'll say the Snowmageddon is at two of our most favorite beer bars right now in the downtown Halifax.
It's delightful. I got to say.
And we have first-hand knowledge of that both from last night and tonight. So
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's a tasty brew, or I would say Jeremy just picked whatever was left in his spice rack there and just threw it in to his beer.
I had some back earlier in January at the Food and Craft Beer Festival at the Halifax Club, and it is delightful. It's a nice winter ale. It has some nice spice notes. It's warm. It's like a little bit chocolatey. It's got a little bit of cinnamon. And it makes you think of your code and genteel weather predictions. Terror.
That's totally different from what I describe it to be, which is a rum-infused winter warmer.
Well,
I didn't get the. Maybe we hear Dan here.
You got me back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
no, we still can't hear you, Dan.
Oh, it's the internet. It's trying to silence me. You can't keep me down.
All right, let's start with the.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, fog burner.
All right, let's start with the first topic here tonight, which is Nova Scotia Ferry gets another $13 million from the government for the next year, and this is the money pit. I started making. Remember last hangout? I said I was going to make a supercut all the times that we've talked about this ferry on the hangouts, and I'm up to
never-ending cut.
I'm up to 27 minutes. I'm only like a third of the way through, so it's going to be, like I said, the supercut. But they're going to get another $13 million. They're going to report passengers the passenger count every month, and then next year, once the season done, they're going to go for tender again, and find another operator.
Didn't Maine say they're working on a line of credit for them? Another line of credit or something.
Maine,
very non-committal, very
Maine will never give this ferry money. That's just the way it is. You even listen to their news. I listen to their public radio down there in podcast format, and the ferry comes up fairly whenever these announcements are made. And you can just tell by the tone that they just don't care about this ferry. It's not part of Maine's plans right now. So, but now that they reduced the price and such, and I was listening to Hillary Beaumont the other day on the radio doing math and forgetting that you got to pay for a car to get on the ferry. So she was, off with her math, Hillary. She was a little bit off with the math. It's still an expensive venture.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not going to drive 5 hours to Yarmouth and take a ferry when I can drive 5 hours into Maine and be in Maine. So.
Yeah, exactly. But again, the ferry's not made for us. It's made for the people in New England and down the eastern seaboard to come to here. Come to us.
See, here's my question: is when the citizens of New England, travel to Canada, usually it's a nice meandering tour through parts of Quebec and New Brunswick, and they make their way to Nova Scotia. It's nice. It's rarely a straight shot. So I'm not sure how much value this ferry is and why we are I would rather give the goddamn money to the people and say, go make something of yourself, or do start a business of another type.
Do any ferries make money though?
Well, no. I mean, Marine Atlantic, I don't know the one to Newfoundland makes money either. However, that is considered part of the TCH, so it's mandated that you have to. It is. It's a linkage. And that's like the ones that go to PEI. Now with the bridge, I don't know, right? But I mean, they've spent well into the 23 million before, 26 million, and now they're promising another a bajillion million, and I think the money is likely well spent if you put it into something else, because I just can't see where it's providing a sustainable source of income and an influx of money to the province. It seems to be just like just an artificial way to boost up the economy. I don't know. I'm just not getting it. I don't understand.
It definitely, and you listen to people like, the Mayor Yarmouth, some of the other politicians from opposite parties, like, they all want the ferry, but, like, for example, if 50,000 people coming off the ferry from last year made an impact to the South Shore, then, well, what happens if they're able to bring it up another 50 to 100,000? Like, is it that much of a difference? I don't know. Like, to me, it doesn't seem like people getting off the ferry Yarmouth would make such an impact if they're, essentially driving through. But
how many people would have to arrive and spend money in that area to offset the money that's being invested there? That's I struggle with that a lot. I mean, it's an economically depressed area that relies heavily on tourism. We all know that, but at some point you have to look at it and go, we could give $25 million and do just as well. I'm not.
Yep. Well, all right. So, what do you think, Dan? Dan's been quiet on this topic.
Well, again, it comes down to I'm sure there's more to it than just the fact of a ferry service. I'm sure there's been a lot of political dealings, a lot of palm greasings, and basically you got to follow the money. Who's making money off this? And I'm sure at some point a favor was given, and this just continues. It's the circle of life. I wish I could be more like rah about it, but I can't, because it comes down to politics, and yeah.
Well, and I guess the thing here too is, like, you hear people talk about, you had the past ferry operators criticizing the current ferry, but As I tend to remember, the last owner of the ferry, they had to get some serious money from the government to begin with, and there's no indication that he did any better, and he had apparently a better ship than what there is now. But but the other thing too is like the government has been tendering for the ferry more than once. So the operator right now was from the second call of tenders, and then they're going to do another tender. So in a span of 3 years, you would potentially have 3 call to tenders for ferry operators. And as we said in the last hangout, might as well just say, if you want a ferry to Maine, it's going to cost us 20 million, X million a year. We're going to have to live with it if we want to have this connection to Maine.
Do we want it? I guess that's a question. Do we want it? And by we, are we talking about like 2% of the populace? 50% of the populace? I don't know. It seems like a political engine to me. This
is not a novel occurrence either. I mean, from the dawn of time, there has always been incentives or an influx of money put to areas of various provinces. I come from Newfoundland. It happened, all over the place, where the province would invest monies in somewhat debatable projects to bring some type of prosperity to a community. And I don't see this as being any different, but I mean, anybody could bring up Devco, for God's sake. That was dying for years, and the government artificially propped that up for years. And whether this is you could equate this to that, or with the fishery, the collapse of the cod fishery in Newfoundland, and all of the projects that they put in there to supplement or replace that, I can't say. But this is not a novel experience. It happens all the time.
Well, how depressed of an area? I can also say I haven't really traveled that much in the southern part of the province. How economically depressed is that part of the province? I mean, does it need a ferry?
A year ago, there was over 400 houses for sale in Yarmouth.
Yeah.
It came back.
Yeah.
Yarmouth is in shambles. It still is.
It's a lovely area, but it doesn't have.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're right, Keith. No. But it doesn't have a lot of diversity when it comes to economic sustainability. It just doesn't.
All right, let's flip over to some comments here, because we kind of beat this topic to death here.
Just add another 15 or 20 minutes to your tally.
People, if you're watching, you can comment live on Twitter. Use the hashtag Friday Night Hangouts or one of our handles here, and you can reach us. You can also comment on the YouTube page, the Google Plus page, the Voting Chores page. We'll give a chance for everybody to refresh their pages. And I'll go to whoever is monitoring the YouTube.
Well, I got page. YouTube, and it's actually already more vocal now than it was last night, so yay. The ladies are lucky shamrocks, apparently.
Hey! Thank you, random internet commenters.
That would have been me. That's from my heart. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. No, we got a comment from Jason Spears. Hi, everyone. Having a cobblestone stout tonight.
All right.
Fantastic. Grease stain. Ugh.
Grease stain.
I hope they mean like engine stuff, not something else that's weird. Yeah. What's the definition of a boat? A hole in the water where all your money goes. Yep. From GC Storm 1, we have good evening all. I'm cleaning out the cellar, so I started with a Garrison Sweet Ride Harvest Wheat.
Oh, nice.
Now I'm enjoying a Tante Blanche from Petit Saut.
No.
And one more from Greastain. I'm not aware of any form of public transit that makes money. I agree. Except Uber. Uber must be making money, but that's a different
Uber's not a public transportation system, though. But there are some public transportation systems that break even. but they're incredibly rare. It's like the largest cities on Earth.
Or somewhere like in Europe where it's compact enough that you can have enough personnel moving around.
I mean, I think the New York MTA runs pretty close to break even.
But again, that's like a huge, massive amount of people with a small area. So again,
yeah,
you have the populace to support that.
That's how public transit is profitable.
I'm going back to the European.
Very large population in a very small space.
Yeah.
How are we doing on Twitter comments tonight?
It is us talking to each other and determining where Lori is broadcasting from this evening. So
definitely.
I'll say hello to our friend Michelle McCann, who is noting Lori's stealthy location this evening.
Oh. Oh, did we lose Lori? She seems kind of frozen.
Nope, she might be a little frozen. Oh no, she's a little frozen.
Or she's just disgusted in general.
It might be either of those things.
Maybe she's already jumped to another location right now. It's like, oh crap! Yeah. And then we're gonna see like a McDonald's playland behind her soon enough.
Yeah, just looping over. Any comments from the Voting Chores page? Whoever has that.
Oh,
Keith, do you have that?
No, there's nothing yet.
Nothing there. Okay, good enough.
So if you are watching
right.
and went out with one of us earlier this evening and feel like commenting on our current states, please comment. Use the hashtag Friday Night Hangout.
Yeah.
Outrageous. Let's move on to the next topic. We'll talk about this.
Okay, I want to hear what everyone thinks about this because this is my very interesting. I'm very interested in this.
All I'm gonna say is that is younger.
Hang on. I gotta do the preamble. People don't know what we're gonna be talking about.
Okay.
So Andrew Younger, the Nova Scotia minister, took a leave of absence, and as we discussed the last hangout,
to describe him as battled.
The leave of absence was due to a charge that he got beat up by a staffer in Dingle Park before he was sworn in as an MLA. So now it comes out that he amassed over $35,000 in travel expenses in 8 months. He went to Chile in December.
The only way it could get better for him is if, like, the ghost of George Carlin showed up, and Keanu Reeves would be like, Andrew Younger's Excellent Adventure. I mean, Jesus, he's been everywhere.
I was gonna say he's gonna be our new Obama as far as an excuse goes for Nova Scotia. It's like, thanks, Younger. My driveway wasn't plowed properly. Thanks, Younger.
Thanks, Younger. So.
He was a municipal councillor before he was a cabinet minister.
Well, you know what? The sweet taste of the privilege, municipal council and provincial, is not quite the same, I think.
Okay, rewind that tape a little bit. Did you say that he was in Chile under our travel budget?
In December. I assume to get some fine wine.
Various forms of energy.
What possible economic or governmental reason could he possibly claim that?
I'm sure there's some windmills down in Chile that he wanted to look at and suggest to Nova Scotia Power, hey, you might want to use some Chilean windmills.
I've got this awesome idea for Nova Scotia. Llamas. Lots of llamas. We're going to bring them in from Chile, and we're going to use them. We're going to use them to shovel the ground.
And a really important part of my retirement plan, if you ask anyone who knows me.
They do.
Llamas?
I thought it was donkeys.
Right, I take that very seriously.
Think of all the money we'll make after the letter L. Like, there's 2 L's in llamas.
Llamas. Well, I want alpacas, but llamas. Llamas are so much bigger and nastier.
But, I mean, he has basically an alibi for every expenditure, but nobody seemed to know what he was doing.
This is really funny because you watch the news tonight. Apparently these travel requests get approved by the Premier's office, or the Premier apparently signs off. Then he's standing in front of the camera. It's like, I don't know I don't know what he was doing. I don't know. Even though I proved it, I don't know what he was doing. So, he's obviously on the way out. We will not see Andrew Younger's face pretty much ever again, other than in court in March to respond to these assault charges and stuff.
You know that one teenage son that takes mom and dad's car and crashes it, but he only simply does it to get the attention and love of his parents that's sorely been missing in their life. Maybe he's fucking all this up because he wants Nova Scotia to love and pay attention to him.
No,
we feel so sorry for you, Mr. Younger.
No, you know what he wants to be? He wants to be Richie's Cunningham's older brother that we never saw in Happy Days.
But we end up with getting...
God, I totally forgot about that character.
We end up getting Chachi instead. Thank you, Chachi.
We got Mike from Newfoundland jumping in tonight. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mike.
Hi.
How are ya? Little lady, I was at the hockey game earlier.
No!
Who won?
Portland. 8-1.
Oh, that's too bad. So what are you drinking tonight?
I've got the Garrison Winter Warmer.
Solace on the loss.
That's it.
Lori, what are you drinking tonight, Lori?
I'm drinking Big Spruce Serial Killer still.
How is that the same glass, or did you refill it yet?
I've topped it up.
Nice. Lori, what are you drinking tonight?
What are you fucking with me? I'm sorry.
Jesus, fuck.
Oh my God, it's 9:57.
Lori.
You said the F word before 10 o'clock.
Love that accent, Lori.
Krista, what are you drinking tonight, Krista?
I'm still on my Warnog. Sorry, nerds, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
All right.
I'm sure the internet will tell me if I'm pronouncing something related to Star Trek.
Yeah.
Are they bottling? Is Tatamagouche bottling the horns over hooves?
I don't think.
Girl,
Too bad.
I have it in growlers, so.
Prize, girl.
I know. I got a keg coming to me.
All right. So apparently Tatamagouche horns over hooves.
It'll bite you in the ass.
Really nice double IPA.
It's good.
It's got some punching to it. Yep.
Hey Jim, you saw the shape we were in at PodCamp, so.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Keith, what are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I'm drinking the homebrew Pilsner.
All right. Dan, what are you drinking?
11.5%. The old fog burner.
You may not have opinions when you start drinking it, but you will.
But you will
have by the time you're done.
Internet, just to let you know, I'm not wearing pants right now.
That's too much.
This podcast will be done sitting down for the remainder of it because we are in a pant-free zone.
You have to put it in your checklist. Beer, microphone, pants. You
Shit,
covered
pants.
that on the internet earlier.
But I'm drinking some Big Spruce. Snowmageddon. Rum infused winter warmer-ish. Belly.
I feel that it tastes like a lassie bun.
I don't know what that means.
And Mike knows exactly what I mean.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, what is that? Just like a bunch of cinnamon?
Well, it's a molasses bun. It's like a tea bun, but it's got molasses in it.
Bun.
It's a lassie bun, and it's not. A lassie bun is not typically too sweet. There you go. There's your Newfoundland lesson for today.
You have to get vaccinated for molasses bun?
Well, listen, there's a salve for it, actually.
A salve.
There's a salve.
You work up in your mom's pantry.
Man.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, let's move on to the next topic here, and this one should generate some good comments here. We'll do this one, then we'll jump to the comments. Just a reminder, everybody, you can comment live, Twitter, use the hashtag, YouTube, Google+, avoidantshows.com. Get your shots, people. It's that time of year. Well, it's been the time of year for a while. Get your flu shots. Get your meningitis shots. Get your herpes shots. Get your
flu shots. Get your
flu shots. Get your Ebola shots.
You sound like Frankie McDonald. Get your storm chips. Get your
That guy's a
Chinese
national treasure.
takeout.
Stand down.
I respect the man deeply.
I wish I loved anything as much as Frankie McDonald loved weather.
Well, we talked about Frankie last week.
We
did.
You know,
We did.
We were busy at Rockefeller Center. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we were somewhere else that night.
You should have been thinking about Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's all I have to say about that.
You would have loved all the weather in New York.
Hey, so what's it?
so-
So was there any measles outbreak in New York?
No, New York was cool for measles.
Okay.
But I will say this. I'm a child of the 80s, and getting vaccinations is a very common thing that we did back then. And even now, when I travel, I occasionally go to countries which require me to have inoculations for diseases which have not been eradicated there yet, which may not exist here. And you know what? I step up for those willingly because in the purest and simplest language I can offer to you, I do not want to die from something that is completely preventable.
Yeah.
Period.
But it may cause autism.
But it doesn't.
Oh.
But it doesn't.
Why do people take their scientific, education from lay people and entertainers and not scientists?
From unsubstantiated idiots on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, this whole autism correlation was falsified. It's been proven.
That
It
guy
was
lost his
debunked.
license. That guy
Yes.
lost his license to practice medicine. Full stop.
Somebody on Twitter sent a link about vaccinations, and it was mostly Rob Schneider.
Oh, who wants to take vaccination advice
from Rob?
Rob, what time is it?
Deuce,
You're good. You're good.
Deuce Bigelow.
Male.
Seriously.
You can do
Question mark,
it.
Period.
There's another slight correlation between the vaccinations and autism spectrum. A lot of kids are diagnosed or start to see differences when they're 2 or 3 years old, just when all the vaccinations start. It's got nothing to do with your vaccinations. It just happens to be the same time. That was another myth that came out through it.
Someone posted a chart.
That's the criteria that has been debunked.
Someone posted a chart tracking the cases of autism that's been escalating, and they found that it mimicked the increase of organic food intake by the populace. So I like to put it out there. I think organic food is causing autism.
Or
the internet has enough information on it that you can find nonsense to support whatever a crazy theory whatever you want to espouse.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever taken a statistics course? They will tell you that you can use just about any numbers to back up anything if you want to twist it the right way.
I think this is a part of Andrew Younger as well. Andrew Younger, thanks to autism. Look what else he's done now.
But there are diseases that are 100% preventable.
Yeah.
That largely upper middle class, white, educated people are choosing not to inoculate their children against. That people in the developing world will line up for hours to get an inoculation against. Polio, smallpox.
We're living in a cotton candy world, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
There are people that are dying to get inoculations for diseases that have been largely eradicated in North America because some effing hippie in Marin County, California, read this thing on the internet that Jenny McCarthy totally linked to.
They ran out of armpit hair braids, that's all.
Toxins. It is nonsense.
It is nonsense. It reminds me of something I was listening to the other day where because of our smartphones we lost our ability to zone out, to daydream, to think, to have that creative spark.
Short attention spans.
Short attention spans. I'm not gonna get vaccinated because I can't dream. I don't have REM. Vaccines.
Getting a
man.
vaccine has nothing to do with that, and you will
What are we talking about again?
not dying of meningitis.
Oh, but just what we were saying earlier, it just seems like it's just these far-fetched ideas that the fact that, as Krista was saying,
we are
maybe we need some more death in North America with these diseases to wipe through and get people smart again.
You know what's not going to help?
Natural selection, man.
It's the ultimately selfish act because the people that are choosing not to vaccinate their children aren't the ones who need it. It's the kids who are immune system compromised, who have
you've heard of herd immunity, right?
Who are receiving treatment for diseases for which they cannot receive vaccinations. They rely on herd immunity. And you cannot have herd immunity if you have these effing, hippie, upper middle class, white people that go to like drum circles and dance classes all the time, actively choosing not to vaccinate their children.
And the irony is that they themselves were vaccinated.
Of course.
And I will say, as a person who has been through 2 illnesses, of which my body was compromised, the fact that people would disregard my safety or the safety of others who have been ill just because they read it on the back of a coconut milk carton, makes
which is 90% sugar,
praised.
By the way.
Wait, don't forget the stevia. It is the absolute essence of disregard for your fellow man or woman,
it's
right?
It's selfishness. It is
absolutely
contrary position to being a Canadian.
Yeah, and I'm going to put that there. The same thing goes for people that deny themselves the flu shot. I'm going to put that out there right now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't care if you feel it doesn't work for you. It's not for you. It's for the people around you.
That's right.
It's for the elderly. It's for the young that don't have the immune system.
It's for your kids. It's for that kid in your kid's class who's immunocompromised. It is for everyone other than you. And I wish I could get everything emblazoned on me that said about everything, it's not about you, it's about everyone else.
I don't know, maybe it's the
old effing backpack on the bus when you don't plow out the sidewalk in front of your house. It's not about you, it's about everyone around you that has to live in the community and survive and just try to stay alive.
I don't know if it's the old fog burner talking right now.
I hope
all of those people are just as bad as Hitler. They're all fucking Hitler. I'm just putting it out there. All of them.
We'll be going to comments. Give a chance for everybody to reload their pages. If you're watching, you want to comment on this. If you want to do Twitter, you can include the hashtag Friday Night Hangout. If you want to go on YouTube, you can go on the YouTube, Google+, avoidingchores.com. The show page has a comment box there, and we'll give a chance for people to refresh. Just a reminder, the replay will start in about 10-15 minutes once we're done, and of course the audio-only podcast will be up on the weekend, and make sure you subscribe to that via iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, all the other podcast stuff there. So, all right, what's going on the Twitter?
Keith and Michelle are discussing. I'm not entirely sure. Keith's going to have to interject on that one.
I don't know what you're talking about. She's just making a reference about.
They're talking about having no pants.
I have pants
we
on.
know
I'm not
one
Dan.
person isn't wearing pants, but as far as I know, that person is Dan.
Fine, if I have to prove it, jeez.
We're just discussing the possibilities, you know.
See?
Being a responsible, podcaster.
What we got for YouTube comments?
Oh wait, sorry, I gotta put my pants back on again. It seems to be pretty popular with Grease Stain. Way to go, Grease Stain. We got Chile. I think that's the proper pronouncing, as opposed to just Chile. Has a hard time getting enough oil. Might have been courting some offshore companies or chilling out in Santiago. That'd be a good reason for it too. Lol. Having been to Chile, I'd go back to beautiful place. That's fantastic. That's actually one of my places I'd love to go is visit Chile.
He wants to suggest some other places. I still haven't decided where I'm going in 2015. So I will,
do not do Paraguay. I've done Paraguay. Do not go to Paraguay.
I will take Chile, Argentina, and Uruguay recommendation.
Argentina is very nice. Do not do Paraguay. Brazil is also very, very, very nice. I like that too.
It sounds like a great place to get robbed, though.
Christine also says, relax, Dan. If this is a competition, mine's 40%. What the fuck are you drinking?
What were we talking?
I, however, still have pants on, so you're winning there. Joke's on you. My pants are on. They're metaphysical pants, but still. Greasy also says, Keith, look up the Dunning-Kruger effect. It answers your question.
All of your questions.
Yes, all your questions. And GC Storm 1 comes back with time for something bit bigger, on to a Revolution Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh.
There we go. So, that's it for you two.
That's it? Okay, I just got Google Plus notification here. Greastain is dominating all Google platforms here tonight.
Greastain.
Now, for the new panelists, you may not be aware, but Greastain is one of our regulars that come and watches the Hangout here.
I'll take it.
I am simply a Padawan on this podcast.
So no, he's definitely has some good comments there. The one that he just posted here on the Google, shows up on my Google Plus here, says the irony, Jim, is look at the meningitis. Deaths. People are screaming about not having access to it. What?
I will say there was a meningitis outbreak. So I went to university in 1992, and the summer before I went to university, there was a meningitis outbreak among 18 to 20-year-olds in Nova Scotia. And I went to my doctor and got a meningitis shot because the first thing he asked me is if I was living in residence. And he's like, yeah, if you're living in residence, you're going to want a meningitis shot because that's like a really great way to get meningitis. So...
You're right. It's people that bring typewriters to fucking Starbucks. It's those people. Other Hitlers.
The typewriter Hitlers? Is that what you're talking
I hope to God you have a second fog burner because this is just getting better and better.
I drink fog burner during a hangout, you know.
Fog burner, man.
I think
actually, no,
fog burner night. I think that would be hilarious.
I have more fog burners. I've been buying them up like 11.5%. Fill me up. It's fucking cheaper than gas right now. Holy crap.
Fog burner. It makes Dan's mouth run on time.
Yeah.
Jeebus. Everything's like Hitler with me. Holy crap.
Well, we should go with Lori's suggestion. One of the
I think we need a fog burner night.
Yeah, fog burner.
And it would be the epic shit show.
About 38 minutes in, you just have to cut it because somebody probably puked before it was over.
And speaking of which, are we going to get a Garrison night, Jim?
Jim. You know what? They never got back to me for that fog burner event, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll try. I don't know. We'll try to do
I would be up for trying a fog burner night, but I feel like it could be the ultimate shit show.
Oh,
no.
wait.
No.
Could.
No. It would be awesome.
Horns over hooves.
No, it'd be good. No,
I only have 3 horns over hooves.
I don't know what you guys talk about. But if I'm
another thing.
Make you Mars.
Another thing. I'm going to talk to you right now. Internet.
So Kentville was dubbed the sexiest city in Canada.
Okay, I want
to.
I want to
thinking about Kentville.
I was born in Kentville. My parents presently live outside of Kentville. I do not.
Your parents are having sex right now.
Walk away. Walk away.
Isn't it based on sex toy sales?
I do not get anything about how the data reached that conclusion.
Sex toy sales per capita, wasn't it?
I think Keith already told us about stats can be manipulated in any way that you need it to show up. And Kentville really needed that.
They sell 2 rubber dicks in Kentville, and all of a sudden it's the sexiest town.
Kentville needed that hard data.
It has to be because they sell 0 anywhere else. Like, I just do not get this.
Well, I think Truro was number 9. I mean, you know where just think about this.
Oh, Truro's a glory hole of Nova Scotia. I don't know what you're talking about.
Truro and Glasgow.
We want some comments on that.
Friday night hangout.
11.5%.
Oh. Okay, well, we'll just move on to the next one. We'll move on to
What are you saying, Jim?
We'll have to prepare some special topics for the fog burner night.
Okay. Just because I made a comment about churro, they're people too. You know, that's fine.
I will say this though: that study that was referenced in the article that we are presently discussing was sent out by a sex toy company, which is a fine and noble pursuit, and I support the free economy and internet sex toys, whatever. But it's been used by a bunch of different media outlets and like put forward as news when it is basically just free advertising for this company. So if you want to support a sex toy company in your hood, go to venusenvy.ca. They're right here in Halifax. They're the best.
In Kentville and Truro.
If you're mail ordering sex toys, order them from Venus Envy. They're the shiz.
Did this surprise Kentville? Did Kentville like open up their papers and go, "Holy fuck, is this true, Martha? Did you read this?"
Yeah.
I think everybody's looking at their neighbors going, "What the hell are you up to?"
I think everyone in Kentville is surprised that Kentville fared as well in that as they did.
Well, you know,
look, Bill, I have a new batter mixer. I got it down at the store. Everybody, they're all great in Kentville.
Look, it lights up.
Martha, they call it a high-patchy magic wand. But
take your rubber boots off. We're gonna have some lovemaking now.
It's a high-patchy magic wand. I've got to shovel out another 10 feet of snow in our driveway, but after that, I think I'm gonna make up some bread.
Ooh, look, I'm stirring up the baby batter as we speak. Ooh.
Nope.
Fog burner, 11.5%.
Right, fog burner. All right, let's do the next topic, and then we'll go to comments here, and then we'll do the Cards Against Humanity bit. Starbucks, they might be offering wine, beer, and some tapas or small food in certain locations by year end. Looks like they've been testing this out in a few markets in the States. And they're aiming towards women as the kind of the after work.
Well, I take offense. There was a comment in the body of that article that went, yeah, because women don't like going to bars, and it's like, frankly, full stop. That is hot nonsense bullshit. Because women like going to bars just fine. So Starbucks, stop it.
No, but I think though it's one of these things where if you're heading home, the odds of you running into a Starbucks is probably greater than the bar you would go to on the weekend if you just want to have a quick little meet.
They don't know us, do they, Krista?
They do not know us. They don't know us.
Yeah. Well, you know, some.
I will burn my Starbucks loyalty card right here if that's what it takes. Listen, I don't pretend to understand how suburban minds work, so I know I'm not always Starbucks target demographic, but I do not go to Starbucks because I don't want to go to a bar. I go to a bar because I want to go to a bar.
Well, you see, the way the suburbanites work is that after work, we want to get home. And we usually stop at a liquor store on the way back to get home. Maybe it's like, oh, go to Starbucks instead, meet my friend, talk about hot yoga, and the sale at Lale or whatever.
You and Dan, you meet at the Starbucks, you talk about hot yoga?
Actually, it's the second cup.
Indubitably, I break up my typewriter and I start, typing my novel.
And I discuss about William S.
All of this sounds terrible. If this is Starbucks' sustainability plan, they are circling the drain.
Why are they making life so difficult? Make fucking coffee. Make it.
Well, let's face it. I'm going to go to a bar to drink coffee. Just saying.
Until they start offering hooves over whatever.
Horns over hooves.
Horns over hooves. Who's going to be at Starbucks every night? These two.
And honestly, they struggle hard to get you a breakfast sandwich now. I don't know how they're going to be able to maintain a tapas bar or whatever in the hell they're.
Oh my God!
Actually, that's my question for our two uterus-enabled members here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about having tapas? Like, is that a selling feature for you for a Starbucks? A tapas, a flatbread with various spices?
Look, I love tapas. I love eating tapas. I love Spain. I love all the food of Spain. I love all those things. I do not require nor depend on Starbucks to deliver that to me reliably.
If I'm going to go for tapas, it's not going to be a Seattle coffee company that I'm going to go, tapas.
Oh, look, I'm going to have a very fancy coffee and tapas. No,
I don't talk about how
you have a beer. You have, like, you sit down, you talk shit about some other people that you're not going to refer to online, and you're going to, like, eat some tapas and drink some alcohol.
And they're going to misspell your name in a cup, too.
Yeah. Honestly, if Starbucks wants to make a change to their culture, they need to make better coffee. I was a huge Starbucks fan for a long time, and I feel that the quality of their drinks have become too foolish to talk about, and the quality has diminished, and I think they're covering a poor quality product with a lot of fucking sugary syrups and eggnog. And they just need to.
And like pumpkin spice, like 8,000 months of the year.
Yeah. Whoa! You've crossed the line.
No,
you're slandering pumpkin spice.
Come at me, bro.
Veins
Come at me, bro.
Come at me. Pumpkin spice. But
you know what? I'm gonna break this to you. Pumpkin spice has no pumpkin in it. It's all sugar.
I don't care.
All the spices that go into it.
But you have those spices in your house. Get some pumpkin pie spice.
My question is,
get some coffee.
They are offering wine and beer, but what type of beer? Like, are they just like, ooh, everyone likes Stella, so we're gonna bring out Stella? Like, what sort of tastes of alcohol are they bringing out?
It's gonna be Bud Lawn. Come on.
Oh, Jesus, fuck!
That's not beer.
I don't know.
That's not
Starbucks
beer.
in Nova Scotia.
That's blasphemy number 2.
Would have Coors Light and Budweiser and Stella and Heineken, and that would be it.
Now we're talking from the point of view that we have like 5-6 Starbucks in our areas here with most of the hangout. Let's go to Mike. Mike over in Newfoundland. Where is your nearest Starbucks?
Probably about 2 kilometers from the house. We've probably got.
You're in St. John's.
No, they got.
You said 2 or 20.
There's Starbucks in St. John's.
They got 3 or 4, don't they?
It's in Canada.
Hey, Mike, is there a Starbucks in the oil rig?
No.
Are you sure? Have you checked in every room?
I don't think people lament that.
There's a lot of recordings out there.
There were Starbucks at Target, but now they're all closed.
Yeah, we got 5 or 6 Starbucks in town.
Yeah,
okay.
that's
now. Is it kind of like Tim's, where it's kind of like the meeting place for like the community that's
that cat's just starting to buzz.
Goddamn cat.
Yeah.
Cat, get off the fucking fog burner. That's for
Stop the chair here, just a second.
Outrageous. Like what's the vibe in the Starbucks over there, Mike? Is it kind of like the meeting place like it is in the Tim's, or is it just kind of like?
I've only been to Starbucks probably twice. I drink tea. I'm not a big coffee guy. I guess they have the same hangout. Like, you go to any Tim Hortons, it's the same people there every morning type thing. I imagine it's the same at Starbucks.
I've been to the one in Stavanger, and I think it does more drive-through business than it does anything else. I don't see a lot of people hanging out there. And the only other one that I've been to was the one in Chapters. And it's a Chapters Starbucks, so it's no different than here.
You can have a coffee.
Yeah, I prefer Coffee Matters, actually.
We had one across the street from our hotel in New York, and it's reliable. It's like, first thing in the morning, you need a coffee run. It's right across the street, because there's always one right across the street wherever you are in Manhattan. And we get a coffee, and it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. That's like the worst thing I can say about them. They're fine.
Let's do a quick check on comments. Just a reminder, if you want to do us a comment via Twitter, you can send us a tweet. Make sure you put in the hashtag Friday Night Hangouts, YouTube, Google+, votingchores.com, and the odd Google+. Did I say Google+? Probably did. Oh, well. Let's quickly go to the YouTube. Dan, we must have got a few more comments since then.
Okay, I think Grease Stain is probably in the old fog burner too, because he's just going on YouTube. So he says the irony, Jim, is looking at the meningitis deaths. People are screaming about not having access to it. It killed 2 people in 10 years. The flu kills 1,000 a year.
Yeah, get
Or
your
thousands a year.
flu shot, even if
Yeah.
it's not 100% effective this year. It's like 30% effective this year. It will keep you from having the shittiest flu. You'll have a merely unpleasant one.
Again, it's not for us, it's for the people around us. I like the idea of being allowed to sue people that don't vax their kids. Great idea.
I can have no comment on that. I don't have children.
No, I agree with that. There should be some responsibility, social responsibility that's involved with that.
I do agree.
Christine, in caps, you lied to me. I think he's talking about my pants. Sorry, Christine. I know that you're infatuated with what I wear below the waist, but that's between me and my wife. Christine, pants are coming off. Woo! Yes. And Christine, again, the fuck is tapas? Or miscarrying y'all.
See, Jim, I don't think this is a good idea, though. All fog burner hangout.
I think this would be good. No,
fog burner. All fog burner hangout. Let's do it.
Tapas is sort of like if you take the Indian culture involving naan bread, or if you take like a less sleazier version of Taco Bell with their
no,
that's not tapas.
Yeah, tapas.
I know, I'm butchering it. Please go enlighten.
You're brutalizing the concept of tapas.
No, I'm not.
No, you definitely are.
Krista, describe tapas for us.
Tapas originated in Spain, and the very literal definition of it is a piece of bread that would go over the top of your glass when you were drinking it to like block other shit from falling into it. But in a practical application, what it means are little bites of food that you eat along the way when you're sitting in the bar to avoid getting totally shit-faced.
So, technically, chicken fingers could be tapas?
Well, in Canada, chicken fingers would definitely be tapas.
Plate of nachos would be tapas. A box of Timbits would be tamba.
Not in Spain.
Oh, okay.
But tapas is this idea of very like small pieces of food, because there are places where you can go in Spain, and particularly in the south, and particularly in Granada, Spain, where you can go to any bar, and when you order a drink, you get a free tapa. And you get a free little bit of food to eat along with your food. It's a very normal part of the going out and socializing experience. And it is incredibly civilized.
So I'm going to do a dad joke here. So it's on tapas, everything else?
No. Do not laugh at that, anyone on the internet.
No, please do. Send no comments. Send no comments to Twitter.
No.
Yeah, oh, shit.
Send your lack of laughs. Hashtag
that's it for YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for YouTube. Twitter, I got a couple. I don't think it was on the hashtag. Krista, do you have anything on Twitter?
I saw some things on the hashtag about please stop comparing things to Hitler from RC Battleship.
Yes.
Hitler was a monster, to which I totally agree. People doing stupid things are not the same as Hitler, which I think is a fair comment, but wasn't actually what we were literally implying.
Sorry, can I just quickly comment that? Sorry, the reason I brought that up because I was listening to a podcast that was actually bringing up someone has a theory about how long it takes for internet rage to actually equate itself to Hitler.
Yes.
So I put the seed into my brain for that.
Something effect where internet outrage spirals, the amount of time it takes for internet rage to spiral to the point where someone compares it to Hitler.
So it planted the seed in my brain, and old fog burner just seemed to cut right to it.
Yeah. And our friend Michelle in Truro says, all caps, leave Truro alone, which I think refers to the lack of sex toy sexiness.
What? Lack of or more than enough?
And then our friend Molly over in Dartmouth said, I heard the sexiest town thing was determined by the amount of sex toys shipped to these postal codes, to which I counter, you can just buy all of those sex toys at Venus Envy in downtown Halifax, and no one ever needs to know your postal code because you can just walk to the store.
Send everything to a P.O. box in Kentville, people. You heard it here.
Yeah, I only have love for my Truro rights.
Keep Kentville sexy. And do not compare anything to Hitler, please.
Do we have anything on the Avoiding Chores comment page, Keith? Or since Mike isn't with us here, there's no...
I haven't been checking. Mike's here, so really...
Oh, yeah, exactly. So I did notice here, Roger, on my Google Plus notification, Roger, GT Storm was saying here, thought one of your topics was the Super Bowl commercials. Like, no, not quite. You get the different topics in the comments, but then one in the event description. Those are the topics we'll go with tonight. So actually, we're going to skip one so that we can get to the next bit, which is Cards Against Humanity. Yay! This is where we will play a round of Cards Against Humanity, and you can play along too if you have your cards.
Actually, Jim, before we start, I've got some products I wish to show you.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
What do you have?
So, I've actually got...
It not be Arbonne or Tupperware. Or...
No. I've got 3, so as we go along, they get worse and worse as they go along. So, I will let you cut me off as you deem fit.
That's a different internet you go to, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, this is all brought to you via the dark web. So the first one is, if you find, this one's actually for the ladies, if you find that panty lines are just a little too much for you, there is a product to help you deal with that, and it's called the, where is it now? Oh yeah, the Knicker Sticker. So as you can see,
oh God,
it's a sticker that you can put onto your jeans to help protect your nether region, so that way you don't have to actually wear underwear. So
Dan, we all know this is what you wear when you don't wear pants.
You know, there's a product that already exists for that, and it's called a panty liner.
Yes, but panty liner still means you have the underwear. This means you don't need underwear. This is all on its own.
It can stick to anything. It has adhesive. It can just stick to pants.
Yeah. So
anyone who's following along online who's a woman that can back me up on this, hashtag Friday Night Hangout.
Yeah. So the next one we have from that is, as a man, manly men who don't want to wear fanny packs because, you know, they're just a little too fanny-ish, there's one for men. It's called the man sack. You can wear it in the front proudly, hold your tools, hold your coins, whatever you need to hold. And yeah, the man sack is developed for you from Big Mouth Toys.
Is that adhesive or does that attach to your belt? Put that back up there again, Dan.
Sorry, which one?
Is it adhesive or does it attach to your belt?
Oh no, it's got a belt. It's got its own belt. Every man needs a belt, and every man's belt needs a man sack. So it's in stock from Amazon.
I feel like every man I know is good. They don't need this.
Okay. And the third one, let me just check the time again. 10:33. Okay, we're good to go then. This was shown to me on Amazon, and I haven't found a use for it yet. But it's apparently Clone-a-Pussy. Make an exact copy of any vagina.
On Amazon, no less.
That's terrible.
I have no idea why that's there.
Oh, you know, it doesn't ship to
Amazon.
Isn't that like basically a fleshlight?
I don't know.
Hey, there's 2 reviews.
All I know is that it's.
Okay, I want to read those reviews. Scroll down.
Let's scroll down to the review section. Let's see.
Scroll down to the review section. Okay. All I know is it's 44% off.
Okay, both 5-star reviews.
Yeah, both loved it. Was a fun pre-Valentine's Day gift. So if you're tired of cloning your hard drives for computers, you can clone a vagina now instead.
I don't know. Like, if we were really interested in this, in the interest of science, all the married men on the panel would order this for Valentine's Day and report back.
Or go to Venus, India.
You know what? I don't create these products. I just simply report them. This is what you can get with your Amazon Prime.
This is about ethics and sexy journalism. That's what you're saying.
Alright. Anything on Amazon, basically.
Brought to you by Dan's Dark Web.
Dan's Dark Web. Now 40% off.
Let's do our Cards Against Humanity bit. So again, if you have the downloaded PDF, you can play along. You can pick a random page. Pick page 15 if you want for tonight. Me and Dan, we're going to rotate alternate between picking the black cards as the question.
I've got black card.
You got a black card too?
I got black cards.
Who has black cards tonight?
I do.
I do.
Okay. And Mike is going through the PDF?
Yeah.
Okay. So me, Dan, Keith, and Krista will do a black card. And then I'll do the last black card for Mike. And you can play along too, people, if you're watching, if you happen to have your card set. So pick 10 of the white cards. We're going to do, we're going to start with Dan.
Oh, okay.
And what is your black card?
Mine is next from J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Blank. So next from J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Blank.
I got one.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of...
Now, if there happens to be an Andrew Younger card, I mean, this deck is up to date.
Well, Dan, I don't know if this is Andrew Younger or not, but I have one.
Okay.
All right, what is it?
Glory holes.
Ooh, the Chamber of Glory Holes.
Glory holes, yes.
Read the card off, Dan, again.
Oh, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Blank.
Krista, what do you got?
I have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Concealing a Boner.
Ooh.
Could have used that one in grade 8.
Harry Potter, isn't it?
That would be called the Trapper Keeper, because you keep your binder on your
Trapper
desk
Keeper.
at all time.
Right.
All right. What was the question again?
Okay, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Blank.
And what do you got, Mike?
X body spray.
Okay, and Jim, what do you got for us?
All right. Doing it in the butt.
All right, whose turn is it next?
Keith, you got. It's up to you to pick a black card.
I got one, yeah.
All right, so what is it?
It's after the earthquake, Sean Penn brought blank to the people of Haiti.
After the earthquake, Sean Penn brought blank to the people of Haiti. Oh, I got one.
I've got one, but it might be a little too soon.
I'll start because this is a good one.
You know,
Read it off again, Keith.
After the earthquake, Sean Penn brought blank to the people of Haiti.
The token minority.
Token minority. Oh. You have one, Krista?
Yeah. Dying of
afraid?
dysentery.
After the earthquake, Sean Penn brought dying of dysentery to the people of Haiti. Ooh.
And what do you got, Mike?
One, Mike?
The Chinese gymnastics team.
How about you, Dan?
And I got a sassy black woman.
All right, Krista.
Gentlemen,
Yes.
what's the Canadian government using to inspire rural students to succeed?
Ooh.
I got one. $5 footlongs.
That kind of goes with mine.
Oh, which is?
Which is?
A bleached asshole.
Mike, what did you get?
Alcoholism.
Yep.
And mine kind of goes with that. It's surprising sex.
Yeah. Rural people love that.
Yeah.
Success.
That explains the Kentville winning the sex toy contest.
All right, so my turn to pick up a black card here. So again, if you're playing with Cards Against Humanity, you can follow along. You can blurt out on Twitter, Friday Night Hangout, one of your answers there, and we can read them if we see them. So I'll do the last two, and this one here is, I'm sorry, Professor, but I couldn't complete my homework because of. I'm sorry, Professor. But I couldn't complete my homework because of... Mike, what you got?
Inappropriate yodeling.
Couldn't complete my homework because of yodeling. Krista, you couldn't complete your homework because of...
The Pope.
Keith.
A salty surprise, Jim.
Oh. Dan, you couldn't complete your homework because...
I can do it because of kids with ass cancer. I can't do that. I mean, I have ass cancer. I mean, really, who could do homework in that situation? Just makes you want to have more fog burner.
You should definitely have a second one. I want to see where this goes.
No. I've actually moved on to Hell Bay Brewing Company English Ale.
Yeah, that's quite
nice,
light.
but that's like a third of the alcohol. That's not going to be nearly as much.
No, just a little under.
Might as well just pick water from going so high.
Oh, I'm not drinking Coors Light. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So the last card for Cards Against Humanity. Why can't I sleep at night? Why can't I sleep at night? Mike, why can't you sleep at night?
Friction.
Krista, why can't you sleep at night?
The Amish.
The Amish. Yeah. Keith, why can't you sleep at night?
Vikings.
Yeah.
And Dan, why can't you sleep at night?
Old people smell.
All right, that's it, kids. Another round of Cards Against Humanity. We love doing this bit. No, this is good. This is where the year takes effect, and we're just going downhill. So, we'll do the next bit, which is the Wayback machine. This is where we pick a random year, and we think back in time. 1982 is the year, and.
What happened that year?
What happened in 1982?
I graduated high school.
Yeah, really, Mike?
Yep.
That was a while ago.
Yep.
So it was the Falklands War?
I remember that very vividly.
That made Andrew a war hero for which we should all be ashamed.
Epcot opened.
What?
Yeah, 1982 Epcot.
The first ever CD player in Japan.
Does anyone know what Epcot stands for?
Oh, gee. Exploration, people...
Something about separating people from their money.
Some.
Experimental Community of Tomorrow!
No.
Something that only Disney would think of.
I'm looking at movies. 82 was kind of an interesting year for movies. Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yes.
Ooh. Another movie that we don't really associate with 1982, which I'm having a hard time. I don't know if this is right. E.T.
Yeah.
Is E.T. in 82?
Yep.
Oh my God! What?
Now I remember just
Drew
thinking.
Barrymore was 7.
When I was a child, we went to as a family to Disneyland to California for a family trip, and I remember my parents shipped me off to watch E.T. while they went to the theater to watch the other movie in '82, Poltergeist, because I was too young.
You got the better end of that deal, though. E.T. totally holds up.
Yeah.
Which is funny because
before the wall came out that year too.
Which, by the way, they're making a remake of Poltergeist. I just saw a trailer for it today.
Yes, I did too.
Yeah,
I did. I watched it also.
Yeah.
First Blood, Sylvester Stallone, 1982.
Prince William
Rocky,
was born in 1982. Prince William, hello, our future king.
The Commodore 64 8-bit home computer is launched.
Oh my God, the Commodore 64.
Oh,
actually, you know what? 82 was a huge year for movies. We have The Thing.
Oh, awesome movie. Fan-fucking-tastic movie.
We had Conan the Barbarian with Arnold.
Oh my God.
Krista, can you hold up your beer for a second? Your beer bottle?
Which one? The nerd one?
Yeah. Because in '82 was Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Khan!
Now this is the movie that Kirk said it, not Spock in the remake.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky 3 with Mr. T.
Oh, awesome.
Fast
The Dark.
Are we just going to gloss over Prince William being born that year?
Yeah.
Oh, to go with Kentville and Truro, I mean, Porky's came out in 1982. So.
Yeah, that's a very appropriate way to connect those places.
Yeah.
First CD player sold in Japan in 1982.
I bet it cost $10 million.
Oh, here's what. Now, there were back in the day, kids in Canada would know there would be the First Choice Movie Network.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Do you remember where you could have these deals where you could get the box for the weekend?
I used to remember getting the fuzzy channels showing, and you had to kind of like gleam really hard to get the Skinamax stuff. I was like, oh yeah.
Or you get the free weekends, and then the movie channel would be unlocked, and you take your VCR and you would record everything.
You'd have to put that tape on long play.
Yes.
Yeah, or SLP, super long play.
Super long play. So, which movies did I put on super long play in 1982?
Which movie?
The Thing.
No.
Porky's.
Officer and the Gentleman.
What?
Officer and the Gentleman.
Revenge of the Nerds. Was that there?
Yes. 48 Hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Airplane 2.
Awesome movie.
I don't remember number 2 at all. I mean, I remember a lot about number 1, but number 2.
Well, pretty much the same, but you know. Firefox with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Against the Ruskies. Yes.
Yep. What else here? Six Pack with Kenny Rogers.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that? How about Death Wish 2?
Yes, I do remember that. Was that the one with Jim Carrey in it?
Death Wish 2, isn't that like Charles Bronson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a very young Jim Carrey was one of the punks.
Sorry, that wasn't Death Wish. That was one of the Dirty Harry movies that he was in it.
Was it? Oh, yeah. It was like the one.
Death Wish was like Rambo. There's like a dozen of them.
Yeah.
They were good.
And going on to the music side of thing, that was the Paul McCartney classic, The Ebony and Ivory.
Oh,
that's a good song.
Stevie Wonder, yes.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
A Flock of Seagulls or Rain.
Yeah. Human League, Don't You Want Me?
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with any song you put forward from this era.
Oh, wait. Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Of course. Rocky 3, right?
Yeah.
And my favorite by Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra.
Oh, yeah.
I want to reach out and grab you.
Now, the worst part, I'll tell you this quick story. Christmas time, we're doing the gift exchange. I got this 33 LP, and I looked through the song list. It was from Kentville. Had Abracadabra. I'm like, yeah, Abracadabra. I go home, go into my turntable. I had a turntable. Put the record on. No, it was some other song named Abracadabra. Wasn't the right one.
I think it's
cheap.
I think it says like the Mini Pops did that or something. So you have a bunch of kids singing
it. Another big news story. John Belushi died at age 33.
No,
really?
Was that 82?
Yeah,
Really?
82.
I'll be honest. I have a really hard time getting my head around those kinds of things where those people, when they died, in admittedly unnecessary ways, were like almost 10 years younger than I am now. It's like, that doesn't seem right.
Well, because they're so legendary and they've been around, a lot. Like, some of them have been around longer than they've been dead.
That John Belushi OD'd when he was 33, because when I was 33, I was still a fuck up who could like barely pay her student loan.
Yeah, he was a comedian actor.
Oh man.
Yeah. 82, man, that was quite the time.
Another one. Time magazine names the man of the year as the computer.
Oh, Time magazine. How little did you know how right you were?
Yeah.
Because now it's just all like.
And emoticons were created.
What?
Emoticons were created. They were invented by computer scientists at Carnegie Mellon to add emotion to computer interaction. In 82.
That's wild. I would not have guessed that.
Nope. And the last little bit of news here, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. was dedicated.
Oh.
Just.
Canada has a very complicated history with that country and that war.
All right, let's move on to podcast review, and we can expand that to podcast or whatever you've been watching this week you want to recommend to people. Before we do that, we're just going to do one last look at comments here. And again, you can comment via Twitter, YouTube, Google+. Just a reminder, the Hangout will be on replay once we're done, about 10-15 minutes. Once we're done, we'll have the audio-only podcast version. And, yeah, that's it. Great panel tonight. Lots of great discussion going on the Twitter and on the other social networks. Dan, do we have anything left on YouTube, or we're pretty much all done?
Oh, no, we got a couple more on YouTube. We got GC Storm 1 coming back saying that one of your topics would be Budweiser Super Bowl commercials. We had a bunch of stuff that we had to talk about, so unfortunately we had to kind of glaze over that.
First, we should talk about the nationwide one about the kid who's dead.
I didn't see it, but I do want to talk about Katy Perry.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll come back to those in a second.
Next week. We'll talk about that next week.
Grease Stain again says, like limes in beer bottles, keeps the flies out, Roger. That will be for the going back to the tapas conversation. Yeah. And Arthur Donald said, "Oh, so tapas is what we call beer nuts. If you have enough beer nuts that can cover your glass, then yes, that would be correct. There's no way
food that you eat along with your beverage.
Yeah. There's no way our cat would hold still long enough for the clone of pussy."
Comment of the night, right there.
Now, actually, Dan, I'll stop you there for a second.
Yes.
This story, I didn't want to say it, but since we're after 10, this clone of pussy, I just saw something on BuzzFeed where there's this artist in Europe that will clone your anus for $1,700.
But the question is, how do you know that's your anus?
Well, actually, from the article on BuzzFeed, you sit on the table and you basically grab your ankles.
That's fine.
He pours whatever you use to put your teeth fillings. And you can walk away with the little thing.
Just bite down and spread.
Okay, we're almost 11 o'clock now, right? So I can say this. What's to say that he doesn't get off of you doing that, and then he's just sending you a picture of his own anus every time?
You should know what your own looks like before you.
I don't know what my anus looks like. Thank you very much. And it'll remain a
You
mystery
own
to
a
me.
camera? Are
It'll
you
be-
using a photocopy?
It could be like the fucking pyramids. I do not know. They exist. I don't want to know how they got built.
This is not hard
And there's
information.
probably a Pizza Hut nearby.
Exactly. I don't need proof that my anus was my anus. That's all I need to say.
This is all
So keep your
information that can
$1,700
be
bucks.
easily in the information age. You don't have to send someone $1,700 of Canadian money.
Well, apparently he'll make it happen in bronze.
Oh, that's an anus? Oh, that's a chair. Holy shit.
He's all legit. Magnus. His name is Magnus.
Wait, go back to the mold.
Well, hang on, there's more molds. You can have it in chocolate form.
No.
Oh my
No one
god.
needs that. No one needs that.
Are you sure?
There you go, Dan. Be careful what you wish for, because you're getting it all right now.
There you go.
I just
There you go.
Wes,
There you go.
I just wanted a
Dan,
rubber
get you
clone.
that other fog burner now, buddy.
I
you
just
go.
wanted a rubber clone of a vagina. You took it to a place that's beyond that.
You made it weird, buddy. You made it weird.
So Jim, you're just as bad as Hitler. So anyway, finishing up the YouTube comments, Grease Stain, thank you for getting us out this dirty talk, Grease Stain, is, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Cloned Vaginas. Thank you, Grease Stain, for keeping us in there.
Very relevant to our very
And
conversation.
And he also put down, Sean Penn brought pencils to the people of Haiti. Thank you, Sean Penn, for bringing literacy to that
And
country.
he also brought love to Charlize Theron.
Oh, and he delightfully reminds us that he wasn't alive in 1982.
That is a
Grease
blatant
Stain
lie.
wasn't?
Because
Fuck you, Grease Stain.
Grease Stain, whatever, that guy.
Madonna. That's dirty talk there.
I thought Grease Stain was in our age group.
No, apparently not. He was birthed out of a vortex and just planted on this planet and began the life of Grease Stain.
Okay.
Quick question.
So that's
Yes,
YouTube.
Mike. What's up,
Were
Mike?
you on Dan's internet?
Sorry?
What
Were
was
you
that?
on Dan's internet for that last story?
No.
It's definitely on the internet.
Yeah, I never got the credit card charge for dark web access, so no.
Okay.
I don't know
I
which one
think I
he's
have
on.
to go put some pants on and sob uncontrollably in the snow, I think.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
By the way, all comments and complaints can be directed to Jim Sear of Avoiding
Sear.
Chores. Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, that's it for YouTube.
All right, perfect. Okay, well, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is the podcast review. This is where we recommend a podcast or I'll expand it here because not everybody watches podcast or listens to podcasts, what you've been downloading. So I'll start off, and I will recommend, because I haven't had a chance to really listen to a lot of new podcasts lately, I will recommend Season 6 of Justified. This is the show on FX.
You know what? I
final-
haven't watched that, and I don't know if it's one of those things I should bother doing.
So good. So good.
So
What's it about? If it's just about dude doing dude things, I already watched
no.
Is it complicated Annie Harrow? You don't have to tell me on. You don't have to sell me on Timothy Oliphant. I get him. I love him, but I watch enough the dude is complicated.
No, it's not
There's really
not that at all.
complicated backstory. Meh.
No. It's on Netflix, so I would recommend maybe tomorrow. You just sit back, or this weekend, just go through the first 2 seasons, get you all warmed up and familiar with the universe, and work your way through. And then once you're done, season 5, download season 6, where I finished the 3rd episode, and this is the final season. I'm really loving it. They're doing some really good stuff. the big bad for the final season is Sam Elliott.
So okay. Well,
without a mustache, he shaved his mustache
he's
off.
awesome. Sam Elliott is okay.
He's like the dude's confidant.
Oh,
so while we're talking about TV shows, I will pile on and say The Americans is back for its 3rd season, and that is a show that's been amazing since day one and just goes from strength to strength. So
it's awesome to see Carrie Russell in that role too. She just
I didn't watch Felicity, but I love The Americans. I love it.
All right.
And she's fantastic, and Matthew Rhys is fantastic, and it's this very interesting world that they've built around them. If you love the Cold War, if you're a child of the 80s, and you remember like worrying if Russia was going to bomb you, then this is a show that should hit all of your like sweet spots emotionally.
If you happen to own 99 red balloons at the time,
yeah, that's really important.
And
there is a fair amount of sex
well, there's none of that in Justified, though.
No.
Well, I'm not going to watch
Justified. It's all character
development. The Americans has a fair amount of sex in it, and it is very interesting to watch.
Mike, is there anything you watched or listened to that you want to share with us?
Podcasts. I'm hooked on Serial. I started 2 weeks ago. TV shows. A really good one that I watched online was Homeland, and it's back for another season now.
Never did get into the Homeland.
It's really good.
I'm aware of it. I know some of the plot twists from last year.
Yeah. I thought it finished last year. The way it finished, it was over. A couple of weeks ago, I found it's back on for another season. It's wild.
So a lot of crazy stuff there. Keith, what do you got to recommend, or have you watched anything? Or you've been busy shoveling?
Well, actually, when I'm shoveling, I'm trying to put the headphones on. But I just started listening to Reveal podcast. It's an investigative journalist podcast, but it's just like one episode talks about everything. It's not like Serial in that respect. They just started back a couple weeks ago, and the first episode I listened to was daycare violations hidden from parents. It was kind of tackling that. And the next episode I want to listen to is called it's Confronting Love and Oppression in Afghanistan. Talking about people base, go to jail and everything. It's pretty interesting, actually. Reveal.
What's the name of that What? Reveal?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that an NPR podcast, Keith, or is that somewhere else?
Yeah, what is that? Who makes that?
I think it's PRX.
Oh, okay.
Oh, PRX.
Have any of you guys been listening to Invisibilia?
Yes. I have.
Because there's they talk about some really interesting things.
Yes, and I think I have one here that we're going to talk about. I forget what it was. Funny, I listen to when I listen to the majority of my podcasts, I'm in my car, bringing the dog to the dog park, and I just can't it's just I'm like, yeah, this is really interesting. As soon as I get out of the car, how are they talking about?
Totally forget what they're talking about.
The one I have here queued up today was the power of categories. How categories define us.
Yes, I haven't listened to that one yet.
So yeah, no, I got 4.5 hours of podcast to catch up on this weekend. So
I guess I'll have to be productive tomorrow and listen to those.
And let's see, Dan, do you have anything you want to recommend?
Well, yeah, I guess two things. On Netflix right now, my kids are into Monster High, so I've been watching a lot of Monster High on Netflix lately.
What's that? What's that thing?
You don't need to watch it, but just to know that Monster High is available on Netflix. Anyway, as far as podcasts go, another one that I honestly haven't listened to in the past week or so, but one that I did follow a lot and I'd like to get back into again it's an NPR one, and it's called Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Oh yes.
And basically is they mostly try and get a hold of celebrities or people that are well known, and then they try and ask them some questions and kind of blend it in with funny-ish sort of interview and get a gleam of their lives. But overall, it's very well done, and it's again, like all other NPR sort of productions, it's very enjoyable to listen to. So wait, don't tell me. It's broadcast. I think out of Chicago.
It's like.
Yeah, it's from Chicago. I don't know much about their offices there, but it's done very well.
It's WBZ. There's no, not BZ. It's been around for a while, and I think the Scoremaster. They did a thing with the Scoremaster. He retired. He was doing a number of things to the winners. He would give the winners like customized voicemail messages and stuff.
Yeah, Castle would do your voicemail message.
Yeah.
As part of your product.
Yeah. So wait, don't tell me. I mean, it's a really, really good one. And again, they'd have other people in there as well, like Paula Poundstone and other notable individuals to kind of help supplement the trivia hour as well. So very good.
I'll make another pitch as well for Canada Land, hosted by Jesse Brown.
Yes. Very much so.
Disclosure, I'm a patron. I pay for the podcast.
Are you happy with him again? I know you were a little disgruntled.
Oh, I gotta tell you, there were a couple of weeks where I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna quit this bitch. But I will say he did a week of. I can't remember who preceded it. It was a week of someone I had no interest of. It was him and this other reporter who kind of called him out on his shit, and it was literally like 20 minutes of them what I call penis measuring. And I stopped listening to it. I found it unlistenable. Apparently it got better. So I deleted it. And then he prefaced that with like, and my next conversation is going to be with Ezra Levant. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. And then I listened.
Yeah, that was a pretty pathetic one.
But you know,
but that wasn't a bad one.
And it was interesting. It was actually really interesting because as much as I don't agree with Ezra Levant, I do agree with what he's trying to do. And I do think that there is a place for a multiplicity of voices along in our political spectrum, and what he does, and he's a lawyer, so he knows what he can say, and he knows what he can do, what he can get away with, and he's a much better commentator probably because he's a lawyer than a lot of other people that just spread off bullshit. So I've gotten through my difficult phase with Jesse Brown. And he's had a couple of fairly interesting ones this week, and I'm just kind of halfway through this week's episode where he talks about the government monitoring what people download and what people are listening to on the internet and stuff. And they refer very blithely to a monitoring program involving Canadian airports, which is largely implied to include a large Canadian airport geographically located very close to us.
Halifax has been known for a few months that Halifax had the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Was
so that's been interesting.
Yeah. I had heard that a couple of months ago.
It's been discussed elsewhere. I think it was in WikiLeaks as well that information source was.
Yeah. Well, I think Edward Snowden. Yeah.
Yeah. So when. I think the blanket declaration, when you're getting free Wi-Fi, like, it's not really free. There's always someone getting something out of it.
That's right. In this case, the government getting your info.
Yeah, the government's getting your info. They're watching what you're doing on the internet. No bigs. Whatever.
All right, perfect. Lots of great recommendations there. So we're going to wrap things up for yet another Hangout. We do this every Friday. Make sure you check out the Twitter comments, the Google+, the YouTube. One last check, guys, if there's anything you want to mention before we leave. Again, the replay will start about 10-15 minutes from now. We're probably going to do a little break around Easter time. Just a little FYI. I know it's February, but Easter's coming up pretty quick. So just check out the schedule for that.
It is a holiday in Nova Scotia next week.
It is the 16th.
What do you guys have a holiday for?
Heritage Day.
Because Ontario has one.
Cool.
It's a thing we do now.
But
only if you work for the provincial government.
That's right, because a lot of private companies, they say, We'll give it to you this year, but next year we're going to take one away from you.
It's also not a federal government holiday, so the banks are still open. It's a very complicated and confusing thing.
It's kind of like a school day or a snow day.
I guarantee nobody will be going to school that day, because that's not a thing we seem to like doing here.
All right.
No.
What did I say? Oh my god, did I drink fog burner? What?
So let's talk about our official Fog Burner Day.
Yes.
Fog Burner Day.
Are we doing that? When do you want to do that? Actually, this is something we can talk about offline.
Okay.
Since, let's finish off the hangout here.
Yes.
I'm just going to put it out there, every day is a Fog Burner Day.
Well, Fog burner's good. I'd like to thank our panel again. Great comments. Thank you everybody who's been commenting across the different platforms. We do appreciate all the comments there. We do this every Friday, and we're going to talk to you guys on Friday, next Friday. Until then, Krista, what's our sign off?
Good meeting!
Good meeting!
You say classy, Nova Scotia.